Hey guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a really long time and basically, what's my excuse this time? Well, let's just say I lost all the footage that I had kind of pre-filmed during that 2-month break of mine. I had quite a lot filmed, especially with my old light hair, but there's only one video that survived, and yeah, now I had to refilm everything. So after 2 months, I'm finally showing you or giving you guys the review I promised, which is the CLIO cover Founwear Cushion XP by CLIO. Although this review is late, I figured this would still be a review that I could catch up on, because this is one of the few Korean beauty cushions that actually work with my skin tone. And I'm not trying to claim that I'm like, you know, on the darker skin tone, but for the Korean beauty standard, I am on the darker side. So, you know, for me to always get disappointed with cushions in particular, this is the one cushion that has made me really hopeful. So, you know, I wanted to share my review and my experience with you guys. And you know, if you're someone who is similar skin tone to me, you know, these guys have hope as well. So onto the basic information about this cushion. This CLIO Cover Founwear cushion has SPF 50 plus and PA+++. So in the actual compact, you get 5 grams of product, and you also get a refill. So the cushion claims to provide a flawless coverage and application, and the formula itself contains powder particles. So when you apply this, it's supposed to be a smooth, full coverage kind of application without zero clumping. So you can definitely layer the cushion on top to kind of build up the coverage, and you won't see any caking. And since it is a velvet finish, like a semi-matte kind of finish, it's non-sticky and it's transfer resistant, as long as you don't really like press onto your face, like to the point where you're just waiting for it to like transfer into your hands. But like if you just touch it lightly, it doesn't transfer because it does have this semi-matte finish. So for this cushion, there's 4 shades. You have lingerie, you have linen, you have ginger, and you have sand. So I have the darkest shade, which is number 5, sand. The undertone for this is quite neutral. They just call it a calm brownie beige shade, so that's what I got. And from what I know with CLIO, sometimes they're not consistent with their shades, but because again, on the medium skin tone, I tend to just go and option for any of the darkest shades that they have in their collection, and usually that is what I would just work with. So onto the application. I know that's what you guys care about more, because you'd rather see it than just hear me talk about it. I actually prepared the whole demonstration beforehand, so the next clip will move on to me with my bare face. I always make a mistake when I do these videos or pre-film them, but this time I'm going to make sure to do this side of my face first, so I can show you the contrast of the application and my bare skin. So as for now, my skin is not okay. I have this massive breakout here. That's one big breakout with multiple blemishes on top, so it looks really massive. And I do have a lot of acne scars along the sides of my face because that's where I've been breaking out. And also, just before I start, I'm just gonna claim that I did do my brows a little bit. I filled them in, and I have a little bit of eyeshadow, eyeliner, and a little bit of lip balm. And as the rest for my skin, I just have a little bit of moisturizer. So onto the application. I am in the shade number 5, sand. So I am just going to dip or press the cushion puff, and I'm going to again just apply it onto this side. So quickly pressing, that's how the shade looks on my skin. It is quite bright, so just wait for it to blend out and you'll see how it works. So I'm just going to tap the cushion. I try to not use too much in one go when I'm applying this because I just don't want to go too heavy with the application, because you can definitely build this up as you go by layering more product. And because I do have certain parts of my face done with makeup, it's kind of hard because I'm having to go around it rather than in a normal application process. I would start off with my base and I would just apply everything all over, but right now I'm being a little bit more careful with the application. Why did I touch the eyes? Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. This is so hard. I'm wearing a beanie as well. Okay, so here's the application on one side of my face. Overall, I did use one full press of the cushion puff into the cushion, and this is the coverage that I got. And comparing it to my bare face, you can definitely see there how the SPF works and, you know, how it looks against my skin. So the shade is great for me, but of course it is very bright. This cushion does oxidize a little bit later in the day, but don't expect anything too big. It just starts to melt and match with your skin tone a little bit more better. You know, a little bit of powder that matches your actual skin tone or bronzer or contour can actually help this a lot, but on camera it's a lot more visible, but in person it's not so bad. So onto the other side, I was gonna fast forward this, but then this side is where I have more of the darker pigmentation and also the chin. I have a really new fresh acne scar and of course that massive blemish, so I'm going to kind of press and just going to apply it like that. I apply it like full coverage first and then I would blend. So lately I've been applying my base products a little bit more concentrated on the areas I want to cover, and then apply less on areas that don't need that much coverage. So that's why I'm starting off with the coverage on the bottom half rather than the center part of my face. So just going to blend it to the center and to the temples of my forehead. Coverage on the side of the nose is really important for me. You can definitely conceal with this because the coverage is buildable from medium to full when you layer it to add more coverage, but I personally prefer using a creamy concealer underneath my dark circles. It definitely looks crazy when you just compare one half to bare face, but now it's starting to come together. So I'm back. I didn't really touch up too much with the makeup. I just, of course, added the powder and redid my lip makeup because my lips are really crusty, and the only way to kind of hide that was by using the Peri Peri Airy Ink Velvet Lip Tint. But onto the cushion to end this review. Now that you've seen the application, I did want to talk about the finish. It claims to be a velvet finish, so usually velvet finishes are semi-matte, and against my skin type it does appear a little bit glowy on this certain part. Like, I've set my face, but this part of my face definitely, the oil just seeps through regardless. Personally, for me, I just prefer kind of more velvet semi-matte finishes because it's in between. Depending on the finish, I could just wear it as a velvet matte or the cushion itself and not, you know, touch it with any setting powder or anything. But if I do want it matte, I would use this Maybelline powder that I always use on a daily, as you can see there. 48 hours long lasting or longevity, I haven't tried that out myself, but the longest I've worn this was, I'd say, half a day. And although it does slowly start to kind of wear off around the 10-hour mark, it lasts really well and it adheres really well into the skin. So longevity wise, I don't have any problems with that. Really, all I wanted to say is that I'm glad that I found a cushion that could work with my skin tone. You guys know how much I struggle with that, despite the, you know, multiple times I tried different cushions and just get disappointed. And it's really something that those with darker skin tones that enjoy K-beauty struggle with a lot. But as I promised, in another video I will talk about cushions that are more suitable for medium to darker skin tones, since, you know, the K-beauty shade selection is quite minimal. So I will do that video next time. So I guess that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If I did leave out anything, or if there's anything else you would like to ask, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will answer those questions for you guys. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe as well. I don't know why I had to whisper that, like as if I don't have confidence, but I think that's it for today. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!